Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jo and I am a crime fiction, thriller, suspense, Nordic noir reader from the UK. And this is my first video in coming up to a year. Oops. Clearly, I didn't intend for it to be a year between posting videos. The tail end of last year got crazy busy with work, and then the start of this year, basically 2024 has been a bit of a disaster, and husband's been ill and I got made redundant and I've had an operation and just lots of things that basically life got in the way and never made any videos. Haven't really done a lot of reading and yeah, touching all the wood. Life is better now and I can get back into reading. Now have time to make videos and edit videos and I'm back. So I wasn't sure what really to do as a first video on this. I have recorded 3 August to be read videos, but I didn't really like any of them. So I'm just jumping in with books that I've bought recently. I think I've mentioned plenty of times on this channel that when I go and do the food shop in Tesco's, you get your self-scan, and in my Tesco's I basically have to walk through the books section to get to the fruit and veg. So it kind of has me in a bit of a chokehold because I try not to look, and then the books are like, look at me, Jo, look at me, and then I buy books. I've also been to Costco a few times, and again they have a books section that usually has really well-priced books and they fall into the trolley, and yeah, I've bought quite a few books in the last 2 months-ish, maybe a little bit more. So I thought I would start back on the channel with a book haul, and these are the new books that I have bought recently. So I'm going to start with the Tesco's ones, given that I've just been speaking about it. So in no particular order of when I bought them in Tesco's, the first one, it's got loads of dust on it. It's literally not being anywhere dusty. Oh, is it just me, right? Or some books have a weird cover on them that just seems that no matter what you do, they just attract any dust anywhere. It's one of them covers. Not a fan. Anyway, the first one is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I have read Lucy Foley books before. I think I've done a few reviews, which I'll leave linked up the top and in the description box. I was going to say I really enjoyed her books. I really enjoyed The Paris Apartment and I really enjoyed The Guest List. But when I read The Hunting Party, I thought it was too similar to The Guest List. So I wasn't as big a fan of that. But her most recent book was The Paris Apartment. Loved that. Saw this and was like, get into my trolley. All it says on the back is, welcome to the manor, the party's on fire. So yeah, I'm excited to read that one. Another author that I have read a lot of is Harlan Coben, and this is Think Twice. I think I have read all of the Myron Bolitar books that Harlan Coben has done, and I think I've even read, is it Mikey Bolitar books that he does as well? But my favourite character that Harlan Coben has ever created is Win. I think the has too much money, total narcissist, but also total kick-ass, is just a fascinating character. And this book basically says that Myron and his close friend Win dig into something, and sounds like Win is going to feature quite a lot, so that was an instant purchase for me, on the basis of liking the character Win. And then the last one from Tesco's, but by no means the last book, because apparently not being out of the house and buying books for a while meant that I've gone crazy, is this one by Lily Sampson called The Switch. I'm somebody who does buy books by their cover. The cover looked interesting. I read the back and went, yeah, it seems like a bit of me. So this, just without reading it all, but the bigger text bits are 2 couples, 1 twisted game, who will survive? It sounded interesting. I'm going on holiday soon and we'll need holiday reads, so yeah, picked that one up. I think each one of those in Tesco's was £10 each. Then from Waterstones, I picked up Counsel by Snorri Christiansen. So when I said I've not really been reading much, I think for the year I'm on maybe 15 books read for the year, which is way down on what I would normally read. But I've started going to the local library a lot more, and as I was going, just pondering around the shelves, I saw Kin, which is the first book in the Helga Finnsdottir mystery series by Snorri Christiansen. I picked it up because Icelandic author, set in Iceland, the cover looked interesting. I didn't read too much into like what the book was about or anything like that. I just went with, oh, I'll probably like that. Got on the train to come home and realised that it was actually set in the Viking era. So it was crime fiction, but it's historical crime fiction. Never read anything like that before. Wasn't entirely sure I was going to like it, but I thought, if you picked it up now, might as well read it. The first maybe 3 chapters I was struggling, and then I don't know, I just got really into it and was really enjoying it. So then I thought, oh, there's more in the series, I can get them from the library. No, you can't, Joe, because the library has 5 copies of the first book and none of any other book. So I had to buy the second in the series. So Helga Finnsdottir Mysteries. Basically, she is a Viking woman and ends up, I guess, solving murder mysteries. At least that's what she did in the first one. This one seems to be set 5 years later, and she's been summoned to the King's Council. Oh yeah, only Helga suspects murder. So it sounds like it's kind of like the first one, but yeah, not something that I would ever have imagined me reading, but really enjoyed Kin, so looking forward to reading Counsel. The next one that I picked up from Waterstones is called Lady Joker. This is volume 1 by Karu Takamura. I've become slightly obsessed with Japanese crime literature. Last year, I read a book that it was just awesome. It was very Japanese, very crime procedural focused, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head. No, I can. The book was called Tokyo Express. Can I remember the author though? No. I'll pop it up on the screen. I really enjoyed it. I've been to Japan before. It's a country that me and my husband really love. We're looking to go back there some point next year, and yeah, the book was just set in like the 50s. It was really enjoyable. I've also been watching Tokyo Vice, which is a programme that we like, and basically I saw this in Waterstones and was like, oh, Japanese psychological thriller, cool. That was as much thought as I put into it. I can't tell you anything about what it's about, but I am looking forward to reading it. It does say that the book is inspired by the unsolved true crime kidnapping case perpetrated by the monster with 21 faces. Lady Joker is the magnum opus by one of Japan's literary masters, twice adapted for film and TV and often taught in high school and college classrooms. Which I feel makes me a bad person for having never heard of the author or heard of the book, but I'm excited to read it, and it was only £9.99. And then finally, I think I got this at Waterstones. It might have been Amazon though. I got the new Kathy Wright's book, which came out, I think, the 1st of August. This is Fire and Bones. I have actually read this now. It did not take me very long at all. There will be a review coming, but spoilers, it wasn't a 5-star read. I have many thoughts and none of them are good towards this book. So yeah, look for that review coming. Possibly the next video actually on this channel will be the review of that book, and yeah, that's all I'm saying. And then the final pile of books that I have are all my Costco buys. So once again, just random books that looked interesting that I've picked up. The first is How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. This was £8.99 for a hardback as well. Like, Costco book prices are awesome. I don't know anything about it. I liked the look of it. I liked the bits that I read, like the inside blurb, and yeah, £8.99. I just think that is an absolute bargain for a hardback book. The next one is a paperback that I got, and it's called The Murder After the Night Before by Katie Brent. £4.99. Looks basically perfect size for going in my carry-on when we go on holiday, and yeah, something bad happened last night, but I can't remember a thing. A classic. Next one is another £8.99 hardback, and it is The Family by Mandasu Heller. This one says, her boyfriend's a dream, his family's a nightmare. Basically seems like it's a book about boyfriend's crazy family. The top 10 bestseller. I feel like it's somebody else I should have heard of. I haven't, but that's the joys of just picking up books at random. And then the last two, I'll be honest, I am kind of regretting buying them. So they were £9.99 each, and it is Good Girl, Bad Blood and As Good as Dead, both by Holly Jackson. They are the sequels to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I haven't actually read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I've started reading it, but after my operation a few weeks ago, I was basically on the sofa just recovering, and I needed something to watch that was interesting but also didn't require a lot of brain power. I came across on BBC iPlayer A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I have had the book sat on my to be read pile for absolutely ages, like literally since the book came out in 2019, I think. I have had a copy. Never got round to reading it, but I thought I'll give the TV show a go. Now, I regret watching the TV show before I've read the book, because clearly they're not going to be the same. There's going to be things that are in the book that have been cut from the TV show. I really enjoyed the TV show, and then we went round Costco, I saw the sequel books and was like, oh, I've just watched the TV show. I'll quickly read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, because I feel like I have to read the book before I read the sequels, because, like I say, there'll be stuff that was cut and characters will be slightly different, etc. Got those two books, started reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I'm not a fan of how the format of the book is done. There's a lot of, it's like, how the character is logging interviews and things for part of her like study. I don't even remember what it's called, like her certificate or something that she has to do, extended study. Anyway, it switches between you're just reading a book and then you're reading transcripts and then you're reading her thoughts that she's logging, almost diary-like. And I find this constant switching between the formats is really, really like taking me out of the story. I'd prefer if it was all just written as a novel rather than the different formats, like the diary format and the transcripts. So I am struggling to actually get through the book. And now I've got the second and third. I actually ended up getting like the collector's edition, purely because they were $9.99 each, and that's what they had in Costco. So yeah, and these are exactly the same, where it switches between being the transcript, here's just the text. So yeah, I'm not sure that format is one that works for me. I do, however, appreciate that it has a built-in bookmark. I would still probably dog ear a page because that is the type of person I am. Yeah, so basically I've got two books there that I don't know if I'm ever going to get round to because of how much I'm struggling with the first one. But also, I did enjoy the TV show, so I feel like if I can just get over how the book is laid out, that I'll really enjoy it. There you have it. That is my return to Oojamaflip Books, and these are the books that I've bought recently. And yeah, you'll be seeing more videos on this channel. Like, I'm not planning on disappearing into the sunset, so hopefully, yeah, you'll stick around and see more of my thoughts on various books. And if you have stayed subscribed in the year that there hasn't been any videos, thank you. You may now have just seen me pop up in your subscriptions and be like, who's this? Though I have randomly gone up like 30 subscribers whilst I've been away, so if you've subscribed since September last year, then thank you. Yeah, I'm just waffling now, which is what I do best, to be honest, so I'm going to go and actually crack on with a bit of reading. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you want to see more and all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!